Hello, it's Oren Prunken, and today I want to talk to you about how you can go about troubleshooting a marketing and sales campaign, which is going to be very different from the last episode that I talked about this, which was how to troubleshoot your marketing and sales in general. Now, I recently ran a marketing and sales campaign, and it wasn't as successful as I quite hoped. And look, over my career, I've run several, I want to say 100 marketing and sales campaigns, and that's probably pretty accurate. And a lot of them have been successful and a lot of them have failed. Now, that's not the issue. The issue is how you can recover from that and work out the reasons why they worked or why they failed. And I'm going to go into those details today. But I need to first back up and give a definition of what a campaign is. Now, a campaign is just any organized activity around selling a product. And that includes generating leads. Now, if you're running a sales funnel, quote unquote a sales funnel has two steps, at least two steps. Generate a lead and convert that lead into a sale. Now, if you're not running a sales funnel and you're just getting people to buy straight off a sales communication, that is also okay. Now, I also want to give you a pet peeve of mine. If you look at ad platforms like Facebook ads or any number, particularly online, they call their ads a campaign. Now, an ad is just a sales communication, but what I don't like about how they define campaigns as opposed to how I do in terms of an organized group of activities around marketing and sales is they just call one single one-off communication a campaign, and a campaign is not that, as I will soon elaborate. A campaign is not a single communication around sales. It's not a single communication around sales that's targeting a certain demographic for a certain price for a certain period of time. That is not a campaign. That is part of a campaign, and a sales communication is part of a campaign, and the price you pay for that and what the communication is and who it's targeting is all part of that, but it is not a marketing and sales campaign. And I am transporting some chairs in the back of my car, and don't worry, it has not broken anything. So when you're running a marketing and sales campaign, the things that you need to be looking out for are very well defined. The first thing is around who you are targeting. Now, you need to know if that's working or not, and once you know who you are targeting, what communication are they getting? So what is the bait, what is the sales communication, what is the offer, and what is the request that you are asking for? If they are not responding to that ad, you need to look at those four factors. And if they are responding to that ad, where are they going? Now, I talked about sales funnels needing two separate steps. The first step being a lead. Now, if you're generating a lead, an opt-in for a follow-up with them, depending if it's phone, email, SMS, postal mail, digital messaging platforms, again, that request has an offer, has a sales communication, and it also has some bait for them. So if it's not working, you need to look at those four things. But if it is working and they have subscribed or opted into some follow-up communication, what you really need to be looking at there is, are they opening that communication? They're opening that communication. Are they reading that sales communication and the offer and the bait that's in there? And are they taking action on that communication? Now, if they're not doing any of those, you need to troubleshoot all those elements. And if they are taking action on that communication, it will lead them to the next part of the sales funnel, that is converting that lead to a sale. And when you are trying to do that, again, it's going to have some bait, it's going to have a sales communication, it's going to have an offer and a request, and that request is now to buy. Now, if they are not converting into customers, you need to look at those four elements. And if they are converting into a customer and making a purchase, then, Yahtzee, you are doing really well. So in terms of your marketing sales campaign, that is how I'm defining it, with all of those elements. Now, there are quite a few different moving pieces in that, and it's not just an ad, in other words, a sales communication to an audience for a price for a certain amount of time, as defined by things like Facebook ads and other ad platforms. themselves online. They are not campaigns. Everything that I've outlined is a campaign. It also still includes for a period of time, and it also is targeting a certain cohort of people, demographic, psychographic, geographic, or behavior. So when you're going out and trying to sell a product or service or a solution, and you have a campaign around it for a certain amount of time to a certain cohort of people, instead of just looking at what the ad is doing on the very front end and the 4 elements within that, and we'll summarize the bait, the story, or the sales message, the offer, and then the request. You need to look at that plus all the other things that follow on in that sales funnel. Are they getting driven to some sort of opt-in? And there's going to be those 4 elements for the opt-in. If they're not, and they're just going towards a sales communication, there's going to be those 4 elements again. And if you're following up with them because they have become an opt-in or a subscriber, there's going to be another 4 elements that you are going to be testing, including if they are actually receiving that communication, and if they're actually opening that communication initially. So I'd love you to try this stuff out and use all those factors for a current campaign that you are running to see if you are doing well or poorly, and if you're doing poorly, how you can improve in the whole campaign or just individual elements that I've discussed. So until we talk next time, I hope you have a fantastic day, and goodbye.
Thanks for listening, and if you like what was on here and want more, please go to orenprunken.com.